People are sharing their most insane celebrity interactions, and some of these are truly wild. I met Daniel Radcliffe and told him he smelled nice, and he said it was his Listerine, and then he breathed in my face so I could smell it. When Jane Lynch came to my college, I went up to say hi, and she said, "Oh, please get away," and I stopped dead in my tracks, and then she broke into a laugh and said, "I'm kidding, come sit with me." I love her. When Shaq first joined the NBA, he couldn't drink yet. My mom ran into him at a bar and said, "Haha, I can drink, but you can't." He responded, "Haha, I can buy the bar and you can't." I sat next to Terry Crews at a fast food place once, and I told my sister, "Oh my God, he looks like that bald guy," and I brought up a pic, and he looked over my shoulder and said, "Because I am that bald guy." It was just me and Doja in the Aritzia dressing room. I whispered Doja in my gremlin voice. She ducked her head down, still locking eyes with me, and said, "Yes, passed the vibe check for real." I know people who know her in this tracks. Shamar Moore told me I looked good in my dress during a photo op. Then at the autograph booth later that day, he said he'd remember me in that dress anywhere. Shoot your shot. Shaq asked me to go home with him from the club one night, and I said no, and then the next day he FaceTimed me on a boat and goes, "This could have been you if you were nice to me." Bill Nye the Science Guy ran away from me because I started singing the theme song. I met Sabrina Carpenter in Barry. Sabrina was literally like a fairy. A bee landed on our hands as we shook hands, and she said, "Oh my God, we're bonding. This is so awesome." Barry was mid. A guy in a Captain America outfit asked me if I wanted a photo. I said I don't want one with a cosplayer. It was Chris Evans. I met Tracy Morgan while waiting for an Uber at a hotel. When I got the courage to ask for a photo, he said yes, but prom style, and proceeded to put my arms around his waist so I was the big spoon. I was at the mall selling Girl Scout cookies while Taylor Lautner was there promoting a Twilight movie, and I walked up to him and said, "Oh my God, Shark Boy," and he said, "Yes, little girl, yes I am." I played poker with Ben Affleck. He gave me the money to gamble. I kept my winnings and bought me and my kids out of an abusive relationship. In 2012, I met Harry, Niall, and Liam from One Direction. When they came over to the group, I asked, "If we all get in a line and no one screams, can we please get pictures with you?" Niall said, "Wow, I wish all our fans were like this." I met Pharrell when I was 19 and I tried giving him my number. He deadass told me he was old enough to be my dad. This makes me like Pharrell even more. Michael Jackson would go to Disneyland in disguise sometimes. My mom worked there when she was 20 and he came into her store and she knew. His fake mustache was falling off and she helped him fix it. Matthew Lillard told me I was deliciously tall and would have been his perfect prom date. I met Pink at work and just thought I was talking to a buff mom for the first 10 minutes until it clicked. I met Robert Downing Jr. when I was like 8 after Iron Man 2 came out, and when I told him I loved him, he messed up my hair and said, "I love you too, kiddo," and then gave me a hug. I used to run a Taylor Swift fan account. She ended up following it, and 5 years later, she saw me at work and came up to me and called me by my full name, knew where I went to school and everything. Dude. Met Paul McCartney and had a full 5-minute conversation with him complaining about the price of cookies at a cafe we were at, and he gave me $5 to get the cookie. I was like 13 and I didn't know it was him. Bob Saget asked me for my Tinder. I was 22. I don't like that. I met Abby Lee Miller. She said, "Hurry up, I have places to be," and coughed on me. Who? I used to be a huge Carrie Underwood fan and finally got to meet her years ago. She was so rude. Even the security guards were saying how she's one of the rudest people to come through. I have also heard this. Walking down the street in Denver around 1 a.m. and saw the back of a person with feathery hair and a tunic on. I exclaimed, "Who's this guy, Steven Tyler?" He turned around. It was in fact Steven Tyler. Zac Efron saw me get pushed at an event and stopped to ask if I was okay. The nicest. I've actually hung out with Zac. He is the nicest. I met Jacob Elordi at the airport in Jersey, and let me tell you, that man was so flirty. I wasn't so crazy about him, but after that, I became a big fan. He does seem like a flirt. I met Aretha Franklin in Walmart at 11 at night. She had curlers in her hair and no makeup on, and she told me she would sign whatever I wanted if I didn't tell anybody she was there. It was so cool. I met Rob Lowe and his son and told Rob I was a huge fan of him in Parks and Rec, and his son jumped in and said, "No, don't do that. That's gonna make his head bigger." And Rob said, "Ignore him. I do." I worked for Post Malone like 8 years ago, and the first thing he said to me was, "You want a beer?" and handed me a Bud Light. 10 out of 10. I've met Post a few times and worked with him once. 10 out of 10 human being, one of the nicest people I've ever met. My fiance and I walked by Alec Baldwin while he was on trial. He was on the phone with his lawyer, and we heard him say, "Well, they can't prove that." Whoop. Shawn Mendes walked past me and something fell out of his pocket, so I went to go pick it up and give it back to him, and it was literally just a Polaroid of himself. I met Shaggy when I was 8 months pregnant with my 3rd child, and he looked at me and then my belly and then my husband and said, "It wasn't me." That's so awesome. My mom cussed out some person trying to reach my dad at 3 a.m. He apologized and left a message from Curtis Jackson. My mom cussed out 50 Cent. Oh my God. One time, Christina Hendricks told me that I was beautiful and that I had amazing energy and that she believed I was going to be successful at anything I do. And then I asked her what she did for a living. And then she said an actress. And I said, have you been in anything I would have seen? This was after Mad Men. I think about her all the time.